Hey everybody, so as you can see, I finally got my new bridges and they are absolutely gorgeous. They went beyond my expectations. I am so in love with them. I'm still, after several weeks of having them, checking myself out in the mirror and cheesing hardcore every single time I walk by it. And you know, there's so much information, like I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to present all of the information for you guys. This is gonna have to be broken up into segments, and so I'm just gonna get right into this. I guess the first place that I could start with is, why did I replace my previous bridges? Ivoclar offered to replace my bridges. They asked me if I felt like there was any way that my bridges that I had could be improved, and there's always room for improvement. And I felt like, you know, if I've got nothing to lose, you know, they're offering these bridges to me, and lucky for me, my teeth screw in and out. And so if I ended up not happy with what they had to offer, then I could always go back to what I had. I could always put the previous bridges back in. But if I did happen to like what I had, then that's going to be something that I can show you, like an online review. I could review a product for you, and if it's something that you're interested in, then you could pursue that. And so I'm so glad that I did it, because this is definitely something that I think a lot of you would like to consider if you're at a place in life where you've just learned that you're going to have to get dentures, or maybe you're already a denture wearer and it's at that time where yours need to be replaced, or maybe you're just not satisfied with the dentures that you currently have and you were looking into options on upgrading your appearance. And so I'm really glad that I can now give a full-on review of Ivoclar's Phonares teeth, because they are incredible. They definitely delivered a really good set of bridges for me. And so I will get right into the things that I felt could be improved with my previous bridges. So this is my set of bridges that I got from Dr. Gopa in Las Vegas. As you all remember, I won these bad boys in 2013 for the Smile Makeover contest. And I flew out there to Vegas, and they placed my implants, because prior to, as you all recall, I was a denture wearer. Dr. Golba placed my all-on-4 implants and gave me these bridges. Now, I want to let you guys know that these bridges that I won in the contest were their basic model bridges. Dr. Golpa offers, you know, several different tiers of quality. I think that, you know, one of the really good ones, good upgrades, is the zirconia bridges, and I've seen pictures of those. They look amazing. And usually dentists, any dentist that you go to is going to do that. You're not just going to have one thing to pick from. There's usually going to be like a 3-tier type of thing, where you get the basic, and then you go up to the next one, which is like the middle model, and then you've got like an ultra thing. Same with affordable dentures. I believe Aspen Dental does the same thing. A lot of dentists do that so that they are able to provide plenty of options depending on, you know, where you're at financially, what you can afford, what you're looking to get, that sort of thing. So I don't want to come off like I'm knocking this or anything, but these could be improved. And so here's the areas where I felt like they could be improved. Okay, so starting with this, the gum area. These are acrylic bridges. They're made out of the same exact kind of acrylic that dentures, any, you know, regular typical dentures are made out of. And I felt that the acrylic color, the color of the gums, was a little too pronounced. It was a little too loud. And because this acrylic is not as dense as it could be, you're able to see the necks of the teeth. Right where my fingertip is, that is the gum line. It doesn't seem that way because you can see all this white area up here. But right here where my fingertip is the gum line for these teeth. And you can see it there, and there, and there, and you get the idea. So anything above my teeth is actually beneath the gum material, the acrylic, and that means that, you know, it's translucent. And we know that real gums, when you smile, you can't see the roots of your teeth. You shouldn't be able to see that with your dentures either, but it's just because this is such a bright white color and this material isn't that dense, it doesn't hide that very well. So I can get away with that on video, but in a real life situation, in natural lighting, face to face, talking to people, you know, if I smile really big, then it's a very unnatural looking gum line. And I don't know if people could tell that the whole setup is fake or not, but it's definitely a giveaway that something's off. And so that was the first thing that I felt could be changed. Another thing that could be changed is that the gum area is flat. You know, there's a little bit of contouring to it, but for the most part, it's really slick and kind of lifeless. And so I felt like that could be improved as well. The next thing is the teeth. As pretty as the teeth are, they're very boxy. And you know, I filed the lateral incisors to try to give them more character myself, because prior to that, it was just, you know, kind of like a block of teeth. There wasn't any real character to them or anything like that. So even still, they're really straight, all laid out really nice and straight, and it just, I wanted something that's going to look more personalized, more unique to me, not something that, you know, any old person could go out and get themselves. I wanted it to fit my character. So that was the next thing. Then if you look at the bottom teeth, this is a common problem that denture wearers encounter when they're going and getting their new dentures. You see how narrow these teeth get down here? What that does is it causes that area to look really choppy looking, and sometimes it'll extend all the way up to the surface of the teeth up here. And for some people, it's even more pronounced than it is on these. For some people, it just looks like there's gaps between every single one of your teeth. And it's not so much that the denture was made wrong, it's just the way that the teeth are made. They don't touch one another to allow less room between them, and that messes up everything else. It messes up the contouring of the gums, and that it just throws things off. So I definitely wanted something that, you know, looked a little better than that. And see how I'm holding this? You can see through the gums, all of the necks of the teeth there. So those are things that I felt could definitely be improved with these teeth. And I feel that they nailed it. They got every single thing that I requested, and then some. They really delivered a natural looking set of teeth. You couldn't tell that I wasn't born with these. When I came home from my appointment, my kids were touching the gums to make sure that they were not mine, because they thought that I had gotten my teeth back. So here's what they look like. And I've provided the before and after picture in the beginning, and I'll provide more pictures in subsequent videos where you can really see. And then, you know, maybe it's nighttime and I've got lamps set up here, so you're not gonna be able to see all of the details. So I'll get natural lighting where you can see everything I'm talking about. But look at the gum line, just like natural gum line. You can't see through it. The contour. And if I was to zoom in, which I can't do because I'm filming on an iPad, so you can only see so much, in the acrylic here, in the gum area, they even added these little red fibers that kind of mimic blood vessels. I mean, it looks like living tissue. It is incredible. Then I guess I'll get into the specs of my teeth. It's the Phonares 2 teeth from Ivoclar Vivadent, and the shade that they used was BL4, which is the bleached shade. Bleach 4, I guess that's what that stands for. And then the mold that they used for these is, overall they used the S71 mold. And then for the upper anterior teeth, which is all of these teeth right here that you can see, they used the S72 mold. And that's usually what you see when you go to the dentist and they show you the options of teeth to select from. They'll show you the anterior teeth, the upper anterior teeth. On a little card, it'll have the first 6 teeth there. And so they blended 2 molds to give me even more of a customized, natural appearance to my teeth. And then, you know, the rest of it is just the way that they were made, the way that they were placed. It is an art. You know, it all depends on what lab you go to, how skilled the lab technician is in creating dentures, or these hybrid denture bridges or whatever. And Don Yancey and Rick Rott with Ivoclar, they're out in Sarasota. They're the ones who made these, and I think that they did an amazing job. they even, you know, turned a few teeth here and there so that they're, I wouldn't say crooked, because obviously you look at my teeth, they're not crooked at all, but it's just very slight twists to them to give that natural appearance. If you want to compare side by side, and of course these bridges are going to look different outside of my mouth. That's the difference. Just night and day. And you see the bottom teeth, we don't have that issue that we have on the bottom of my bridges. And like I said, what a lot of denture wearers encounter is that choppy appearance, because the necks of the teeth are wider. See how much wider it is? It doesn't get so narrow like those do. And so what that does, when they're wider, it allows the teeth to touch in a more natural way, eliminating most of the space between them. And when you do that, it allows for better contouring. It'll give you a more natural looking gum line that mimics natural teeth and a, you know, natural dentition. And it's just the way that the Phonares teeth are made, and they're awesome. Another good thing about them is that these teeth are made out of a composite material as opposed to acrylic like these are. And so what that means is, number one, they're going to be stronger. They're going to be able to withstand a lot more wear and tear than acrylic are. If you grind your teeth, that's, you know, if you're sleeping with your teeth, like if you have the hybrid bridges that don't come out, or, you know, just over time, your teeth are going to start to kind of wear. They're going to get duller. They're not going to be as sharp. And that's because the acrylic wears a lot faster than a composite material would wear. Also, another benefit of having the composite material is that in these, they have porcelain nanoparticles in their teeth. And that's what is giving that texture to the teeth that mimics natural teeth. And that texture is what's going to create the best lighting situation, where it's not absorbing the light, or no, it's not reflecting the light like these would. The texture is allowing the light to absorb into the teeth, which gives a much softer. Do you see how much softer the color is than these? These are all blown out, and it's not just because they're white. I mean, you know, that's a big part of it, is because they're really, really white. But even if they weren't that white, you'd see a lot of reflection in these that you don't see in these. And it's because of the material that they're made out of. So the Phonares teeth are made out of that composite material that makes them stronger, and it makes them look a lot more natural. The next thing is that the acrylic itself was processed using Ivoclar's special injection system. Now, a lot of dentists use an injection system when they're processing the acrylic, but Ivoclar they have their Ivocap and their Ivobase injection system. And the way these injection systems differ from other injection systems is that when the denture is processing, after they've made the denture in the wax mock-up, they put it into this case, and they're going to cure it. It heats up and it hardens. Well, the way Ivoclar's processing system works is that as the acrylic is curing, they're continuously injecting more acrylic rather than letting it cure and shrink. When it warms up, when it heats up, cools off, and then it shrinks, and then you have to add more acrylic and go through the whole process over and over of cooling and then adding more acrylic, cooling and then adding more acrylic. But what Ivoclar does is they continuously add the acrylic to the denture as it's curing, and that's going to make for a more dense denture, a more dense final product. So with normal denture processing systems, you're going to experience like about a 6 to 7% shrinkage with the final product. But using the Ivocap and the Ivobase injection system, you're only going to experience about a 0.5% shrinkage. And what that means, you know, I know that sounds like jargon or whatever, but it means that this is going to be a lot denser. It's going to be less porous, for one, which means that it's less likely to harbor that bacteria in all of those little microscopic holes that are in it. So it'll be a lot more stain resistant, easier to clean, just a lot more sanitary in general. But also, the reason that you can see the necks of these teeth is because this is not a very dense material. It's a very light material, and it's just translucent. And so Ivoclar's acrylic is thicker. You're not gonna see through it. It gives a natural gum line. It retains the same color. Like it doesn't warp the color of the gums at all. So what you see is what you get. So it gives it an overall more natural appearance. And so that's the good thing about Ivoclar's whole setup. The teeth, the Phonares teeth are gonna look a lot more real. The acrylic here is gonna look a lot more real. And that's something that you definitely want to consider when you're going to get your dentures or your hybrid denture bridges or what have you. So that's going to wrap it up for this first video. I'm going to go ahead and do the second part of this series. Just, you know, overall, I'm just so blown away by this whole thing. It's just amazing what you can get. I'm very happy that I went this route. I'm glad that I gave it a go and decided to get their teeth because they just look incredible. So that does it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.